up, guys? What's up? Alright, so I just explained first what I call the governmental circle of life. I made a video on it. You can go watch it. It explains what's going on here. Citizenry elects people to public office. They're supposed to be there to make good decisions that benefit the citizenry. Citizenry gets taxed to give these, politicians a budget to work with to, spend money on good things that are supposed to benefit the citizenry, like public schools, local stuff like fire department, police, roads, maybe even more stuff. Maybe like water, just that could be a public utility. Electricity, maybe housing, maybe food, maybe clothes. Right now we got certain things that are that money's being spent on, but generally speaking, that's what money is supposed to be spent on. Stuff that benefits you directly. A lot of people, they come up with this idea that that's like socialism. That's still capitalism, bro. They're taking your money, taxing you, and then it's supposed to be spent on stuff. It's still money that's being spent on stuff. You know what I mean? It's still supply and demand going on, and whatever. It's capitalism. It's money. But that's the point of the government. Like, what else is the government supposed to do? The government's supposed to take your money to spend on random stuff? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? So y'all trying to tell me the government taking your money and spending it responsibly on stuff that's actually gonna benefit the citizenry is socialism? I mean, I guess the furthest you can call that socialism is saying that the government's taking any of your money and making decisions with it. I guess you could say just that concept in itself is socialism. If that's the case, then socialism has been around for a very long time because the government's been taxing the citizenry and spending it on stuff for a very, very long time. Okay, but the whole point is the citizenry is supposed to elect people from the citizenry that are going to make decisions with this money that will benefit the citizenry. That's the healthy governmental circle of life. I just made that up like 20 minutes ago. Okay, right here I was talking about treasury bonds, how there could be a corrupt governmental circle of life where money's just being taken when these people don't pay attention. They elect people they don't even know or trust or anything, and these people just start doing stuff and dumping money into their own pockets, putting people in debt by borrowing money, and then later on they're going to tell you have to pay that debt by charging more taxes. It's a corrupt circle of governmental life. Okay, so just you don't want that. But what I really want to discuss here is that this is fundamentally what is supposed to happen. People are supposed to elect officials that they know and trust, good people from the citizenry, from their ranks or whatever, into positions of political power. People they know and trust will be responsible, so they feel comfortable giving this money to them, understanding that these government people will make good decisions that actually benefit them. It's such a beautiful thing when it works correctly, but a lot of people seem to have lost that concept. A lot of people are calling this socialism. They're calling your any government program that benefits the citizenry, they're like, oh, that's socialism. What is the government supposed to spend your money on then? Stuff that doesn't benefit you? Stuff hand it to other countries? Start random wars and send off your sons and daughters to random countries just to put themselves in danger and harass innocent people? That's what the government's supposed to spend money on? Is that what you're trying to tell me? No, it's not what it's supposed to spend money on. You're giving the government money. You're throwing it into like a fund, a collective fund that's going to be used to do stuff that's going to benefit the collective. That is how the government is supposed to freaking work. That is like, you can call it socialism all day. Then what has the government been doing ever since kings and queens started taxing people? Like, what were they doing with your money back then? Was that socialism? It's all, to some degree, some type of social programs that money's gonna be spent on. So it's been there. It's been doing that forever. It has been. So y'all gotta get that out your brain. Like, that's what people are supposed to. That's what the people that you elect are supposed to do with your money. They're supposed to spend on stuff that benefits you. It's a collective fund of money taken from you. Let's erase this. We don't need treasury bonds right now. That's a big bunch of, that's unnecessary. That's irresponsible monetary fiscal management right there. Okay, so let's go back to the healthy circle of governmental life. People elect trustworthy people from their ranks, okay? Then you got a bunch of people from this state, this city, this blah, 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 this county, that county, okay? You got all your elected representatives, and then a bunch of trustworthy people that are like, yeah, we're gonna do stuff that's good for these people down here. We're gonna help them in their lives. We're gonna make sure that we take this money and we spend on good stuff. And then what happens? You get taxed. They agree to say, okay, we're gonna raise taxes this much, blah, blah, blah. And then you are hopefully okay with that because you elected these guys and they're, supposed to be trustworthy people. So they say, okay, we're going to pass these laws, we're going to raise taxes a little bit, and they take a little bit of money out of your paycheck, or you pay it when you go to the store, whatever. Then money comes in. There's a fund of money that is supposed to be taken and spent on stuff that benefits you. Is that a hard concept? There's no other way that government's supposed to work. There's no other way. They're not supposed to take your money with this big old fund and spend it on other people. That's not what they're supposed to do. That's never what they're supposed to do. You're electing people and handing them money as like a collective trust fund so you can have some collective endeavors, done to benefit the collective. That's it. That's what government is. Why don't people understand this? I don't know why people don't understand, but hopefully this is making them understand. That's the whole point of this video. So with that being said, that's fundamental. That's fundamental. Right now, what does government pay for? Like, they'll pay for roads. It's not government paying for it. It's you paying for it. I need to quit saying that myself. It's you paying for it. What are you paying for? What are you throwing your money into a collective fund to pay for? Is it random wars, random stuff that doesn't benefit you? Handing money over to random countries? That what you're throwing all your money into this collective fund for, so you can hand it off to random people? Hand it over to stuff that doesn't benefit you? Is that what you're throwing your money into that collective fund for? I hope not, because that would be really stupid. Okay? Hopefully you're throwing in money into this collective fund so you can have these people make decisions on things that will benefit you. That's the point of government. That's the point of government. It's never been any different ever since democratic governments came around. Before that, it was like kings and queens and tyranny. They said, give us your damn money or cut your heads off or some shit. Slow down, buddy. So this is a democratic governmental circle of life. You are agreeing. You're voting the people in because you're supposed to know who they are and what they are about, and they should be trustworthy. And then you're giving them, and then they're making decisions on, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to need this much money, so they might raise taxes, lower taxes, and it should all be benefiting you, dude. It's crazy that I even have to explain this, but apparently I do, because people are just I don't know. Hopefully people just get it at this point, so that phase is over, not understanding this. But with that being said, that's fundamental. And like I said, decisions are being made for stuff right now we just take it for granted. Okay, yeah, money's going to this fund to pay for roads, for schools, for airports, for police, for firemen, for hospitals, whatever else. We have just basic stuff, we just take it for granted. Once upon a time, none of that was there. So all that stuff, when it was coming in and becoming a thing that our money's being spent on, people might say, oh, that was socialism. That's socialism right there, having us give our money to the government and government deciding what to spend money on. But that's what the government does, bro. That's what the government does. So here's the point I'm trying to make. Once upon a time, none of that stuff was there, okay, but now it is. And I really think that body of stuff's probably going to keep expanding. Because, that's just how it goes, kind of. It's almost like, I'll say like government's almost like a collective corporation type thing. It's like you're like the stockholders or something, and you're electing people to the board of directors, and you're handing them your money, and then they're just spending on good stuff, you know. And I mean, that's kind of what it is, and it's supposed to benefit you. The normal companies, they'll make profits, build products, sell the products, and get a profit, and it could pay dividends to you, whatever, stock price can go up. This one is kind of like your money's going in, and they're producing stuff that's just gonna like directly benefit you. They're producing products that are like directly gonna benefit you, like straight up. That's pretty much what's going on. And so what I'm really trying to say is that body of stuff it probably will keep growing. I think it kind of should keep growing. I think there should be certain tax brackets. Like, if you got mega billionaires, like, dude, y'all got like plenty of crazy money. That I don't know. You got a bunch of employees that are working for your company, working for low wages, and you're just have a bunch of excess money accumulated. Yeah, tax that to give it back to the people in one way or another, or just like demand that those companies pay people more, raise the minimum wage. But if you got like people with crazy amounts of money, yeah, take some of that, throw it in this collective fund, since people are really the ones working for those companies and making those companies rich, and take that money, boom, spend on good stuff that benefit these people, or just pay them more, and then these people do what they want with their money and whatever, But that's a lot of people are trying to call that socialism, bro. That's been happening forever, bro. That's what the government always had. That's what any taxes do. They're supposed to be spent on stuff that benefits the citizenry. That's not socialism. That's just what the tax. It's a collective fund, so collective endeavors can be embarked upon to benefit the collective. Is that a hard concept? It's not a hard concept. That's like the simplest concept of all time. I wanted to throw stuff about money in here and freaking how that plays a part, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. I guess I'll just talk about how that's not socialism. It's not. It is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. But it is, but it's been going on forever. So if what's been going on forever is not socialism, then this ain't socialism. So if this is socialism, then I guess what's been going on forever is socialism. See what I'm saying? It's one way or the other. It's either we've been having socialism or we haven't. Either way, there's socialism like stuff going on to some degree, and then there's capitalism on top. There's like a layer of capitalism. And really, I think what we have going on now is kind of like the capitalism putting people in a bind. A lot of people are having trouble even like keeping a roof over their head, working 3 jobs, minimum wage, can't even pay enough to feed their children and stuff. So yeah, they're working for these big old corporations that have like all this excess. You got billionaires that have private islands and stuff. Yeah, take a little bit of money from them and kick it back to these people. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, you could pay them more. You can kind of, I guess, mandate that, or those big corporations can just pay more taxes. Add more to the fund, and whatever the government spends money on should benefit these people. But clearly, right now, the government's not held accountable. So yeah, money's not being spent on things that benefit citizenry. A lot of it's being spent on, give it to random countries, foreign wars, give it to our buddies with random companies, and they'll kick us back some. And there's a lot of corruption in politics. That's what I was saying, the corrupt circle of governmental life. Go watch that video. You don't really gotta watch it. It's pretty much just what I said. But so yeah, I'm just trying to say, man, it's been going on forever. If what I'm saying right here is socialism, your money being put in a fund and spent on stuff that benefits you, if that's socialism, then socialism's been going on for a very long time. That's all there is to it. That's just whatever. But it's, clearly people right now say we live in a capitalistic world. It is a capitalistic world. It's just, this government corporation in the mix that's, supposed to be there to do things that benefit the public. That's why we even have government. That's the point of it. It's a collective body to make decisions for the collective. Things that are supposed to benefit the collective. You don't vote on somebody and say, hey, I'm voting for this guy because he's going to take all our money and spend on stupid stuff. Nobody does that. A lot of people might vote for these people ignorantly and just be like, oh, that seems like a nice guy. And next thing you know, they're doing crazy stuff. But generally speaking, yeah, people should be voting for people they trust, you know, to be responsible enough with their money to spend on stuff that benefits them. That's not socialism. I mean, I guess it's socialism, but if it is, then it's been socialism for a very long time. And then capitalism is just like a everything else that's going on. I didn't even get to my point. The point I was gonna make was about monetary manipulation in the capitalistic sector, and banks creating money through fractional reserve banking and allowing certain people access to that money, certain people that they deem have good enough credit, and then those people can get money and the money that the banks create on the spot, and then take that money and spend it on random stuff. They could buy little smaller companies and create like a giant monopoly. They can buy land, real estate, whatever. They can consolidate wealth just by getting access to money from the banks. The banks create money on the spot through fractional reserve banking. That's kind of actually what I wanted to discuss, but I guess we just discussed how socialism's been around for a long time. But yeah, that being said, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, we'll get back into it later or something. We'll figure it out. I'm out of here. I don't like dragging these on forever and ever, but I still got stuff to say, so we're gonna make some more videos later. I'm out. Stay safe.